Hello, hello, Agnes. Hello, Trish. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us. I am ventriloquist Trish Dunn, and I am Agnes, one of Trish's cast characters. Yes, if you are familiar with my work, then I am sure you have seen quite a bit of Agnes. What are we doing today, Trish? We are going to be helping all of those other ventriloquists out there with some super awesome ways to practice your ventriloquism. Oh my goodness. You really should practice a lot more, Trish. I practice every day. I think I have, 5 days a week. And I think I have some pretty cool practice techniques. People ask me a lot. I do ventriloquist coaching, and I also I'm a member of a ladies only ventriloquist group. And I get questions all the time by either fans or people in the group or people that are seeking instruction on ventriloquist coaching. What are some of the best ways to practice? So in this video, I will be sharing some practice techniques. Well, what am I going to be doing, Trish? Well, Agnes, I am afraid I am going to be running this video without you, and you're going to be sitting right over there. Oh, that doesn't sound very nice at all. I'm sorry, Agnes. Maybe you can join me at the end of the video. Well, I certainly hope so. Thank you very much, Trish. And I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. So here we are. Agnes is over there hanging out, waiting for us. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to work on some non-labials. And if you're just getting started, we're not going to spend too much time on the non-labials because that's not really where it's at. But if you are in your beginning stages, I advise you to go ahead and use these techniques with your non-labials. And I just advise you to really nail those non-labials before you get too bogged down in the labials. You're going to have your non-labials completely mastered literally in one day or a matter of days. But always go back to your non-labials when you come up with a new character voice. Non-labials are great because they're easy to do, very easy without moving your lips. And also, it's a real confidence booster when you're nailing that. Because sometimes when you're either starting out or you've got a new character voice, when I come up with a new character voice, you're thinking so much about the tonality and everything, or the octave of that voice. You forget about your lips, and then you're flapping. And anyway, it can be a great motivator to start with some of the non-labials. Now, refresher, you probably already know what your labels and non-labels are. If you're actually watching a video on how to practice, probably way past this point, but just in case you're just getting started, non-labials are letters that you can pronounce very easily without moving your lips. This is grammatically incorrect, but if you say, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go, you can say that without moving your lips. Anybody can say that without moving your lips, but if you want to put some labials in there, rather they duggy dunters, they doys play baseball on the basketball court. Teeter tither, tick to tick a tickle tethers. Those are B's and those are P's. They are plosive labials. That means you're supposed to use your lips meeting each other, pushing air through to make a plosive sound. Kind of, I think of it as explosive, and I don't know if that's where it comes from, but that's what works in my mind. Your labials are B, F, M, P, V, and W. Let's see, let's do a labial, let's see. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a there. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? That's a non-plosive labial. Okay, so let's get started. And we are going to do some of the key practice techniques, even though we are doing some non-labials to get started. First thing I want you to do is I want you to get yourself an index card. Yep, I'm that kind of geek. I love index cards. I want you to write down 3 words for each letter of the alphabet that is not a labial. I've gone ahead and I've started ahead. I advise you when you're doing this to try to come up with words that don't have labials in them. For instance, you may say A, apple. Well, immediately you've got a P in there. So if you're going to be really trying to boost yourself up and not move your lips, you may be able to make that ah sound, ah, ah, ah. But then when you try to do apple, Athel, you may have a little bit of a problem. So I have come up with 3 for each. And let's see, I'm going to put that up in the corner and we are going to do these together. Okay, I hope you can see them. Okay, let's do these without moving our lips. Now, when you record this yourself, I want you to get your laptop or your cell phone, and I want you to set it on a video, record yourself. Set it so you're not having to touch it or hold it because you want to be completely relaxed. If you are sitting at your laptop like me, I advise you to minimize, go ahead and set it to record. Start your recording mechanism, but minimize it. I'm recording right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize it. And then because you can see me, but what you don't know, or you're just going to have to trust me, I have this minimized right now, so I can't see myself. Let's do some of these words together without moving our lips. Alice, Angora, Audrey, cat, collect, cancel, Doug, dog, Drake. If you notice, I did those last ones a little bit out of order. Just doing those 3 to get us started. So I recorded those without watching myself. The reason why you want to record yourself without watching yourself is it's very easy to watch your lips and concentrate on not moving them. But you're not going to be recording yourself, or you're not going to be looking at your lips when you're on stage performing in front of your audience. You don't want to get into the habit, or you don't want to think your technique is better than it is. You may get so confident or so used to watching your lips that you nail that when you're looking at them, but you may not realize your lips are flapping when you're not looking at them. Now, these are non-labial, so they're much easier. So now let's watch what I recorded together. So now here we are. We are going to work on what we just recorded. What we're going to do is we are going to first, without looking at what we recorded, we are going to listen to what we recorded. So I've got this set to play, and hopefully it will pick up and we can listen to it together. So let's do this myself. Let's do some of these words together. Okay, I'm not looking. Without moving our lips. Alice, Angora, Audrey, cat, collect, cancel, Doug, dog, Drake. If you notice, I did those last ones a little bit out of order. Now, we've done that. Let's think about what we heard. You may want to listen to it a few times. Can you tell that I am saying Alice? Is my pronunciation okay? Is my diction okay? Is it clear? Alice. What were the other words we did? Yeah. Oh, Alice. Angora. Did we get the N and the G? How did it sound? Did it sound like Angora? Did Audrey sound like Audrey? Drake sound like Drake? Score yourself. I like to grade myself between an A and an F. So if you're happy with that, now let's move on and actually watch it together. Now what we're going to do is we are going to watch it, but we're going to have that volume turned all the way down. We're going to zoom in on those lips, and we're going to see if there is any lip movement. Now, let's grade ourselves on the lip control movement. Grade yourself, once again, A to F. Did you have a quiver? Did you have total flapping? If you really see your lips like you're not even trying, well, that'd probably be an F. If you see a little bit of a quiver, maybe a B. No quiver at all, no lip movement at all, give yourself an A. Now, that best technique and the actual techniques that you want to do for all of your lip control practice. Now, just so you know, I know what I'm talking about. Let's move on and let's do some labials. Okay, so now, before we get started, what you are seeing now is a chart that I use to track my practice. And what we're going to do, or what I always do, the best thing to do is to record yourself blind, like we did before with the non-labials. Play yourself back where you are listening to it without looking at yourself. Grade yourself. Then play it with no sound, really blowing up or focusing in on your lip control, and grade yourself. Now, what you will see here is a chart that I do. These are several of my voices. These are the voices that I'm working on the most right now. And then what we will do is I will share some of the videos where I'm actually doing it. And so what we've got here is we've got my voice Agnes, and we have Tammy, we have Precious, we have Cecil, we have Dude, we have Clem, we have Geraldo. Now, Dude is my newest character. His voice is ever changing. I was going in one direction. I'm afraid I'm going to have to go in another direction. Different matter. I have a certain code there. So if you'll see, I have the labials written there. It's BFMPVW. And then you'll see the grading scale, what I'm actually working on. So if you look, the very first letter, this is the one I've been working on for this week, and I am doing the letter M. So I have two phrases that I do. I have an old phrase and a new phrase. So obviously your labials begin with BFMPVW, but every single week I change to the next one I want to do first. And the reason why I want to do that is because I don't want to get in the habit of moving from a B to an F. I want to do it in a different order. I want to shake it up. So just because if you get in the habit of doing always B first, F, you could trick yourself into when you have to do it off the fly in a different order, you might have a little movement. So just so happens that this particular week, the first letter, the letter I'm working on first is M. I have two different phrases that I use. I have an old phrase that I used to work on in the beginning. That was for my B's. It was rubber baby buggy bumpers and baby boys play baseball on the basketball court. For F, it was Frank finds fabulous fortune. Monica and Marcia mash potatoes. Patricia and Precious practice on the pole. Victor vanquishes vampires. Which way did Walter William walk? After I did that for so long, I thought, you know what? You can't do the same phrase over and over again. So I added a newer phrase. It is time for me to come up with a third phrase, but I haven't done it yet. But you get the idea. My new phrases are the tongue twisters. Betty Botter bought some butter. She said this butter was bitter. If she puts it in her batter, it will make her batter bitter. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? My mummy made me mash my M&Ms. My mommy makes me muffins on Mondays. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers? You get the idea. Vincent vows vengeance very vehemently. Which way did Walter Williams walk to get a bottle of beer to have with his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? So that is my new phrase. You get the idea. And what I'm grading myself on, you see the first letter on my chart is M. That's because I'm starting with M's this week. Then you'll see a V. That is the voice. I am grading myself on the voice. Sometimes the quality of your voice is not that good. It may be spot on if you get lazy. Sometimes Agnes loses her old She's an old lady and she needs to sound like an old lady. Sometimes you can get a little bit lazy, may weaken on your voice. So I'm grading myself on the sound of my voice. The next is a C/D, clarity diction. Does it sound clear? Do I understand everything I'm saying? Are the words pronounced correctly? Grading myself, once again, 8F. D, in this case, the next D, it is difference. Dude, my new character, and Cecil sounded a lot the same. I had a vision for Dude. I'm having a lot of trouble making those voices different. Depending on which clips I pull, you'll see that. So the D is for difference. I have 3 female voices. Do they sound different from each other? That's what I'm grading myself on. If Tammy sounds like Agnes, obviously it wouldn't be an A. When I was developing Tammy in the early stages, sometimes I would revert into that Agnes voice, even though I was trying to give Tammy an accent. So that's what that D is for. In that case, it is the voice different? You want your characters to sound as unalike as possible. And the last is the M. That is the movement. Are you seeing your lips move? Are they moving a lot? Are they moving a little bit? Okay, so let's get into it. Let's look at what I've got. What I was going to do is I was going to show you all of the practices, but I just realized in putting all the clips together that this video has turned out a lot more complicated and longer than I wanted to. So what I have got is I have pulled my Monday video, and I have just pulled out Agnes's section. So, but you get the idea. So basically, I'm going to play it through the first time, audio, then I'm going to play it through the second time, zooming in on the lips without any sound, unless I'm talking to you, and then that will be it, because I think you know what's going on. And I apologize for this being so long, and I also apologize for the fact that the video you're fixing to see is me with my hair up right after I've gotten home from the gym without any makeup on at all, and it's pretty scary, guys, pretty scary.
No, need nash, not in the dens. No, next need nothing on Mondays. Teeter, tatter, tick the tickle tethers. It teeter, tatter, tick the tickle tethers. Where are the tickle tethers? Teeter, tatter, tick. Then those things there in the Hanley. Which way did Walter Williams walk? Lady daughter Dawson better. She said this letter is ditter. If I put it in my datter, it'll make my datter ditter. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a dare. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy isn't fuzzy, is he?
Okay, so what we have right here is I have zoomed in on my mouth. Apologize for the roughness of my appearance, but this is an actual real live practice at home when I had gotten home from the gym. What you're doing is you're looking for any kind of a lip movement, quivers, or actual movement so that you can grade yourself on that. It's best if you zoom in really close. You can see, we are zoomed in so close you can see my throat, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about that. Keep in mind when you're on stage, that won't be visible, especially too, you'll be standing up, not sitting down, most likely. So that's what this is.
Told you you'd be back, Agnes. Well, it's about darn time, Trish.
I do hope that you find this technique helps you. It's what I use, and I think it is the most effective way to stay on top of your lip control and to really help yourself master it. Don't forget, you want to do it for all of your voices. And make your own chart, get your own phrases, but as long as you work on it every day, you'll find that it can be really helpful.
I don't know why you just wasted all these people's time.
Agnes, these are some great tips. It really works.
Trish, honey, it may be something if you were any good. Get yourself a real ventriloquist.
Not Trish. I am a real ventriloquist, and maybe you should get a more respectful puppet.
Honey, you're lucky you had me.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and check back. We'll have some more training videos.
Oh, gosh.
Bye.
See you later. Can I press the button?